I'm a bit of a completionist. Right now I have 67 perfect games on Steam. When my Twitch chat found out about my 100%ing nature, they convinced me to share my achievement popping pleasure with them. Which is why today we're playing... Released in 2019, Atelier Ryza Ever Darkness and the Secret Hideout is a JRPG created by Gust and Koei Tecmo and is part of their larger Atelier franchise. I chose this game because it looks colorful and from what I heard, it's more of slice of life than Hero of Light fights the evil darkness. And that's all I know about it. I have to admit, I've never played through a JRPG before, let alone tried to 100% complete one. When I told my chat I was gonna start my completionist arc with a JRPG, their reactions were So, we play as the titular Ryza, who lives in a remote island village and yearns for adventure. She ropes her friends Lent, a warrior-looking dude, nice torso, nice bunnies, and Tao, a bookworm, into leaving the island and checking out the mainland. It's not long before we sneak off to a forgotten little dock in the forest where some old fishermen keep one of their fishing boats. Seizing the opportunity, we borrow the boat and set off, which earns us our first achievement. Once ashore, it doesn't take long before we find ourselves in a place called the Pixie Forest, where we get our first combat encounter against a dangerous monster. Oh shit! What's that? However, this monster and surrounding friends were no match for us and we soon earned our first level up, getting us up to level 4. Nice camera angle. Yeah, this game starts you off at level 3. I also don't know why, but at least it will make getting the achievement Muscle-Bound Alchemist, which is to get to battle level 50 with Ryza, that much faster. After rescuing a girl from the forest, we are saved by a couple of mysterious strangers who introduce themselves as Empel and Lila. Holy moly! Woo, baby, I'm so into this game right now. Hell yeah, let's go! They help us reach the docks safely, and we go back home to the safety of our island. Once we arrive, we let the adults talk while we go off and explore. It is here where we make a disturbing discovery. Wait, teenage girl? Hold on. Rises... We find that the people who saved us before are staying in town and beg them to train us in the arts of alchemy. Lucky for us, Empel agrees, and after synthesizing our first item we unlock alchemic talent. We've now unlocked the ability to do alchemy whenever we want, and trust me, we'll be doing a lot of alchemy for this platinum, as there are no less than 13 alchemy related achievements in this game, so we'll be slowly working away at those while playing through the story. Of course, you can't do alchemy without ingredients, so we craft ourselves a scythe. Yes, we are creating garden tools by stirring in a pot and get the achievement Find the Kirkin Fruit. With the scythe we can complete the next story quest, after which Empel, who absolutely was totally not stalking us, and who is here for an entirely different reason that has nothing to do with me, shows up and hands me a recipe book to make more gardening tools, after which he leaves. Once back home, we read the book and immediately craft the axe, giving us the I'm a Lumberjack achievement. Not long after this we unlock side quests. And while there is no achievement that explicitly says you have to complete every side quest, there is an achievement to obtain a recipe book which you get as a reward for completing the second to last available side quest in the game. So basically, we have to do all the side quests. No! We get our next story related achievement for having a lovely tea party with Claudia, the girl who we rescued in the forest, as her and Ryza are becoming fast friends. Claudia's curiosity pops. Not long after, our cozy hangout at home gets interrupted by a cutscene of a big stony turtle appearing. It doesn't seem like a big deal at first, but then you find out that it has yet another story achievement tied to it. Being sick of getting interrupted by cutscenes at home, we set out to go and do the reasonable thing and decide to build a house in a foreign land. Of course, since chopping down trees and mining stone is too much hassle, we instead chop down some trees, mine some stone and toss it into a cauldron to make a bunch of building materials, which we then use to restore a house on the mainland we came across earlier. Restoring the building gets us the next story achievement. We are now the proud owner of our very own atelier. It's the title of the game! Roll the credits. Tao points out a map that was left behind by the previous owners. This is where we unlock yet another collectible mechanic in the game. You see, every zone has a number of points of interest. Finding each point of interest in an area lets us create an exploration record. This is nothing more than some flavor that is added to the game, and because we've been checking every possible location as we went along, we can already get started on writing the record for Kirkin Island. After completing some interesting tests for Claudia's dad to prove to him that we can take care of her so that she'd be allowed to join our party, we head back to the atelier to find our first exploration record completed, giving us the first step achievement. I've also adopted the approach of completing every side quest as it appears. So title of your article could be Laos Flea's House Might Be Lost. That's not a great title. comedy. Quality writing aside, some side quests give you clues to a treasure map. After hunting down all 5 scraps of the map, we're led to an unusually large treasure chest, and for completing our first treasure map, we get the achievement Secret Treasure, as well as an amazing piece of gear. Heading back to our atelier, we get stopped by Agatha, the head of the town guard, who tells us that the fishermen are having trouble catching fish. After helping them out by making and delivering them some strong bait, we can use the bait as a material to craft another gathering item, the fishing rod. And once we craft it, we unlock our 10th achievement. Our next achievement is another story-related one, and comes after we find out that the island is facing a pretty big issue, as it turns out that a freaking dragon is blocking the road to and from the island. Having firmly established ourselves as a bunch of Giga Chads by this point, we fight our way through the castle, battling new enemies and collecting treasure along the way until we eventually reach the top, where we arrive just in time to save the dragon hunting party from the freaking dragon, leading us into our first real boss fight. We're beating this dragon's ass. Oh snap! The fight gets pretty close, but with a little bit of strategy and some big hitting attacks, we managed to beat the freak beast, getting us the Castle Dragon achievement. On the way up the castle, I managed to collect a whole bunch of new materials, which lets me craft a hammer and a bug net, giving us 2 more achievements for creating these gathering tools. Empel also helps us reactivate the magic forge, which will let us improve our equipment that we crafted previously. Outside the atelier, Lent and Tao have been busy turning an empty patch of ground into a garden, where we can grow alchemy materials using seeds. First you need to plant seeds. There are all different kinds of seeds to shoot from. Try creating some yourself. I create seeds myself on a daily basis. The seeds need time to grow, even the same type of seed. Seed quality and traits. Seeds with especially high quality. If you synthesize some seeds, learn how to make plant seed. This entire time, a guy in the village called Boss has been harassing us and acting like a general bully. We never really care much about his bullshit until he and his dad, who practically runs the island, start spreading rumors that Empel is to blame for all the misfortunes happening to the island. When we go to confront him about it, he doesn't even show his face, hiding behind his father. It all comes to a head when they call a council meeting, where they try to exile Empel and Lila. Since melons are my favorite fruit... God damn, dude! We help our friends win the vote by luring a monster that's been stalking the island to shore and defeating it, giving Empel the credit. After it goes down, we report our victory to the council and exonerate our friends. It turns out, however, that Boss has a really fragile ego and can't stand losing to us, so he ran off somewhere dangerous on his own. Finally, someone asks the question what the hell all the beef is about, and we finally find out about the history between the group of friends and Boss, netting us the A Stupid Argument achievement. Because of their shared history, we set off to save his sorry ass again, which leads us to a very ominous looking portal. This is the underworld. And this is what will happen to our world if we don't prevent the rocky turtle creatures we saw earlier from invading through portals like the one we just crossed. For now, however, we need to focus on saving Boss. Luckily for us, it doesn't take too long before we find him, and opting to camp out in the underworld, we are rewarded with another piece of amazing artwork as well as another achievement. Once it's safe, we head back through the portal. With Boss rescued and the childhood beef finally resolved, we head back to the atelier where we install a new piece of equipment that we found while looking for Boss. This new gathering synthesizer allows us to create small worlds in a bottle, and installing it gives us our next achievement. It's a small world. We'll be coming back to this in the future, as there are 2 more achievements tied to this mechanic, one of which might prove difficult. After all the shit he's been through, and at Lila's request, we decided our boy Empel deserves a break. Turns out he's not been able to join us in battles because his arm is messed up. Since we've gotten so much better at stirring in a pot by making medicines, bombs, weapons, armor, and building materials, we decided to just make a prosthetic arm for the guy. After all, why shouldn't I?
After all, why not?
After handing Empel his new replacement limb, he's fighting fit enough to join our party, and as thanks for giving him a new hand, he hands us an achievement with the same name. I'm just not a big fan of his portrait. Is he eating a donut? Why is he seductively biting a donut? Did you see that? At this point in the story, mini-bosses started appearing at certain locations in the world, and I ran into my first one, thinking it was just a larger version of a regular enemy, which cost me dearly. It's resistant to my magic. I'll go on the break bar then. That'll be my focus. Okay, we've done about 1,000 damage. Not quite there yet. Okay, this is a problem. Oh, yikes. Ryza died. However, after cutting close a few times, I managed to beat it and unlock the Godly Puny achievement. After this and another fight against a blue dragon that I barely survived, I went back and upgraded some of my equipment, before continuing my exploration. Once I felt better prepared, I went back out and found the Eternal Sculpture mini-boss. After another tough but easier fight, it also went down rewarding us with the Legendary Giant achievement. This monster was the last big obstacle on the way to what has been our objective, the Legendary Tower in the north. also known as Holy Tower of Pinor. Pinor, huh? Yep, that's quite a grandiose name. Here we find a material which we need to create another gathering item. So we return to the atelier to do exactly that. Before we get the chance, however, we get another cutscene of us installing yet another facility in our house. With the multiple cauldron, we can duplicate any item we've created, which is insanely useful. Of course, it also comes packaged with another achievement. After the introduction on how to use it, we get to work on creating the bomb rod, which is the final and most fun gathering item as it just lets us blow shit up. Creating the bomb rod also gets us a detonate and decimate achievement. With our exploration basket emptied and our new gathering item in hand, we went back to the Holy Tower of Pinor and checked the area around the tower before going in. Good thing too, as we found the Mirage Master mini-boss floating around under the bridge. After defeating her, we're rewarded with the Holy Tower Sentinel achievement. While we've been out adventuring, we occasionally ran into a goat, which always gave us a side quest. This time the goat appears back at his home, on the island where his farmer mom gives us an alchemy recipe book, as well as an achievement. After that goated side quest, it's back to the tower where we fight and destroy another mini-boss, Noble Paladin. Eventually we reach the top of the tower, where we find an old alchemist's diary. Here we find out that the Felucia, the rock turtle monsters, have invaded our world before, and to protect themselves from total annihilation, the ancient Clink Kingdom built an island as a safe haven. That island being the same island that we are from. What a twist! Oh, and we also get another story achievement. Continuing to explore the top floor of the tower, I ran into what I thought was yet another mini-boss. The fight having an opening cutscene should have been a clue, however, that this was not just another mini-boss. And by the time I got my ass whooped, it became clear that this is actually one of the 5 elemental optional endgame bosses. I'll be sure to revisit these once we're in an actual endgame, as there is an achievement tied to defeating all 5 of them. For now though, we return to the atelier where we install the last upgrade to our forge, which we picked up in the tower. This gets us the True Firepower achievement, and after creating some sugar and giving it to the farmer lady back on the island, we unlock another achievement for our hand in creating the soon to be famous Rasen Pudding. Back out adventuring, we defeat the last 2 mini-bosses for the Fierce Valley King and Rainmaker achievements. We unlock the next story related achievement after we insert a key we found in the tower into a statue on our island, which opens up an underground passage. When we go down into the bunker beneath, we unlock a man-made island. Down here we find out that the power cord that is keeping our island afloat is dying, and if we don't find a way to restore it to full power soon, our home will sink to the bottom of the ocean. So now, not only do we have to stop an invasion by creatures from another world, but we also have to save our home. Very low slice of life stakes. At least Len and Boss think is a perfect opportunity to spend some quality time together as bromies. While they're over there bonding, we head back to the castle where we fought the dragon to uncover the last treasure chest. Once we open it, we find out that it contains an achievement! With the treasure chests out of the way, we've done just about everything available to us apart from the endgame bosses, which means that the time has come for the story's final boss. We head back to the portal and into the underworld once again to confront the most 2000s emo punk rock band sounding boss ever. The Queen of Darkness. We battle our way through the underworld, fighting Felucia. While they are a bit tougher than most enemies we fought so far, with a little bit of care and focus, they still go down without too much trouble and we finally reach the Queen's castle. There are more Felucia blocking the way to the Queen, and while fighting a group of them, I get the opportunity to trigger a fatal drive. God damn. A fatal drive is a character's ultimate attack, and we'll have to make sure to trigger every party member's fatal drive at least once for an achievement. An excellent opportunity to do so would be a boss fight. We finally reach the Queen of Darkness, and brimming with confidence of fatal drives, we start the fight. No worries, guys, we'll win. Ryza's gonna die? There she goes. This is a different beast, man. It's not looking good. Fatal drive! Let's go! The fatal drive knocks us back to tactics level 1, but luckily our damage was insane and we managed to beat the Queen of Darkness on the first try. God! Oh my god! Jesus, man. I hit it with my staff and it died. Or so I thought. God. Huh? Wait. But my health. Turns out I was not prepared for this fight. So after dying, it was back to the crafting station where I spent a while preparing myself. And by preparing myself, I mean I crafted an astronomical clock, which when used, raises my whole party's speed and tactics level by 2, powering up all our moves from the start of the fight. With the preparations completed, it was time for round 2. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is use my clock. Super fast now, everybody. Fatal drive, sure. Yo.
Wow.
Not a lot of damage, but oh my god, I have to break it. No! It's still not broken. I can only use the clock one more time. Unfortunately, because of mismanagement on my part, I missed the opportunity to break the boss and stun it in phase 1, taking party-wide damage and breaking Lila. I made another mistake by using a second fatal drive when we did make it to phase 2, knocking me back down to tactics level 1. And with no core charges left to use my astronomical clock, all I could do was wait for death. Despite losing the second round, we did get a lot closer, and I was confident that I would be able to beat the boss with my current gear, so I'm straight back in for round 3. This time it's going down. Yes, yes, yes. This should kill it, right? Well, it's broken anyway. Big heal on yourself. Good, Ryza. Well done. Good job. I'm gonna stay on level 5. And then in phase 2, I'm gonna start off with a fatal drive. But whose? Should I do Claudia's? Because she does like a debuff as well. Okay, wait. Fatal drive. Alright, so I'm doing this now. Then I use Clock to go my levels back up. Thank you, Claudia. Very nice. It hits defense. It's stunned. You introduce speed. I can do more. Focus on that break bar. It's going down now. I'll just keep doing that. Almost 10,000 damage, dude. 240 chain. Finally, after 3 attempts and applying my brain, I beat the Queen of Darkness and got the achievement. With the big bad dead and our world safe from invasion, we take a last look around the underworld before heading back home. Back in the Atelier, we complete the last exploration record, the one for the underworld which unlocks our adventure memory. Having progressed the story, we also unlock the last in the chain of side quests, and completing it rewards us with a new recipe book, as well as another achievement, Popular Islander. With that, it is time to finish off the story of the game. And after obtaining an island reborn for restoring the power core and saving our own island, we end up back at the Atelier, where literally everyone except for Ryza has a plan for the future and is moving on. At least we get one more beautiful piece of art, and the final story achievement, Beyond the Present.
We're in the endgame now.
Which means that it's time to confront the elemental quintuplets. Danoshi means fun, right? Luckily, by this time I've managed to create 999 quality bombs, which just about one-shot some of these bosses. Defeating the second elemental got Ryza and a party up to battle level 50, which meant that Muscle-Bound Alchemist was mine. It didn't take long after that for the final 3 elementals to go down, earning me the Elemental Slayer achievement. Next, we completed the last side quest, which rewarded us with the Revelation book, which contains the recipes for creating the most powerful items in the game. Completing the quest also got us the Lost Alchemy Tome achievement. That leaves us with one last real challenge, which is to defeat the Queen of Shadows, an optional boss which can only be found by crafting a specific bottle world, and which is basically a more powerful version of the story's final boss. And just like the story's final boss, even with my 999 quality bombs, my first attempt did not go so well. So I went back and equipped everyone with the best armor I could possibly make, went back into the bottle world, and proceeded to absolutely destroy this game's last boss. True Queen of Shadows achievement was mine. Now that all of the combat challenges are over, we quickly create a level 51 bottle world for World Creator and revisit one of the elementals. Yeah, they respawn, with Tao and Ample in the party to activate their fatal drives for fully fatal drive. All that's left now is to do some alchemy. We create the necessary combination of accessories to equip one of our party members with the braver role or the courageous one, after which we spend a couple of hours crafting. It's not long before we unlock Alchemy Master for obtaining every recipe, followed by Total Mastery for reaching Alchemy level 99, which allows us to remake an item until it also becomes level 99 for Ultra Alchemy. The platinum Atelier Ryza. Woo-wee! We fucking did it. There it is. Atelier Ryza earned all trophies. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it and would like to see more 100%ing content, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. All the footage you've watched is from my Twitch over at twitch.tv/mattbanana, where I streamed this full 100% journey. Next one is going to be quite different from this game, so if you'd like to be a part of the next one, then make sure to check me out there. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.